Hello everyone, today I will be talking about legal office specialists, and if you have any questions you can answer at the end. I will answer them at the end. Did you know that a legal office specialist is a fast growing career? I have researched legal office specialist as a possible career. I will explain what a legal office specialist is, the typical career path, the typical training required, the continued education required, the job outlook, the typical salaries, and the typical day at the job. What is a legal office specialist? Legal office specialists are people who work with lawyers to assist them in any way possible. They can assist lawyers in preparing for meetings, hearings, and trials. They also answer phones, manage inventory, and do accounting duties. They can also work with clients directly, which depends on the law firm you work for. And they also do just typical computer work like memos, emails, letters. Now that you know what a legal office specialist is, I will talk about the typical career path. The typical career path requires you to finish the school's requirements for the program. Depending on the school you go to, they tell you what classes you need to take to get your legal office specialist certificate first. After you get that certificate, you can get and different certificates like the NALA, which stands for the National Association of Legal Assistants, or the NFPA, the National Federation of Paralegal Assistants. Any of these will require you to take tests, so it's important to know what you're doing and to pay attention in any of the classes that you take. And if you decide to continue your education, you can become you can have an associate as an administrative assistant or become a paralegal, depending if you like the career or not. Now I will explain to you the typical training required. So first of all, you have to know how your law office works, how they do their jobs. Every law office is different. They do paperwork different. They have different hours. You just have to know the office you work for. But the typical training is you have to know the litigation process, you have to know how to do court documents, and you have to know the fundamentals of the U.S. justice system. And you have to also know Excel, Word, PowerPoint, and Access. And now that I have talked about that, I will talk about the continued education that you can do. So once you get your like associates or anything, you can work your way up the ladder. You can either become like a lawyer or just probably be your own boss. But if you don't decide to, you can always start as a secretary and see where it takes you. Now that I have talked about that, I will talk about typical careers. The average salary is $58,000 nationwide, and it just depends on the company you work for and the education and the location that you work in. But in Minneapolis and St. Paul area, it's around 57,309 for the average. And now that I have talked about the typical salaries, I will talk about a typical day at the job. So depending on the company you work for, your typical day at the job will be from like 9 to 5 shift. The earlier the better you get there, the earlier you can probably get out or do more stuff. You can work full-time or part-time. You can even work with different lawyers at the same time, but you will always have to typically be working on a computer, sitting in a desk, writing papers. That's what you will typically be doing. And so now that you know a little bit more about a legal office, what a legal office specialist is, just know that it's a growing career and there's a lot of opportunities to advance, and it's a career that I'm pretty sure people will like. Thank you.